Hello and welcome to Mark Codex. My name is Mark. Welcome back to part 2, guys. We are building MineSweeper game. I'm hoping this is, well, I don't want to say like it's really beginner, but if you're a beginner in React, this is a really good project for you. So we're gonna build my favorite game, MineSweeper. Let's recap on what we did last video. Our goal was to build React app, connect Material UI, and having like an MVP to show the grid. All right, so what is my goal today? Well, my goal today, I want to probably clean things up, and then we gonna build a random mine generator per se. And then if we have time, if this video didn't take that long, we probably gonna also try to create those neighbors, right? So the logic I'm trying to think of for mines are gonna be easy. So the whole idea that I'm thinking of is just to loop over, right? And randomly inject a mine, right? So we just basically gonna have like a random counter. However, this is actually good we consulted it because I'm thinking in each element I want to create an object, and that object will contain all the data that I need for this game to be played. So we can think of it as cell state per se, right? So we want to have a cell state, and my cell state would be, actually let me just clean up the readme. And I want to lay out my goals for today because this will give me an idea of what I'm doing. So let's see. So our goal today is to, what did we say? See, I forgot already. We wanted to generate a random mine position. Not opposition, position. Right, so each time we want to generate, we want to have to see that. So perfect. And also I want to generate the neighbors of each mine. Lastly but not least, maybe this is going to be the first one. Build a state for each cell. So those are my goals today. I want to do this. So let's think about the state of a cell. State of a cell will basically contain, let's think about this. We wanted it to have, we wanted to have, to say like if is mine. We wanted to show the X and Y. Yeah, so X, Y position. We wanted to show the number of that neighbor, and num maybe for short for neighbor. I don't know. We probably gonna figure that out later, but that's kind of like the end goal. All right, so let's jump ahead into it and let's just try to clean up some stuff. First of all, let me just actually remove this and create a class. Better than just having an inline styling. The class name, you could call it cell. There we go. All right, that's a bit better. What else? Let's delete the font size. Let's clean up some stuff. Yeah, we don't need this button. Perfect. So now let's create that state that we talked about, this state, which is actually going to be pretty simple. So we're going to return an object in here, and we're going to call it X, Y is my num, and all that. Maybe add another parenthesis, and that should do it. Perfect. So now my array will look something like this. nothing is going to show because I'm not properly showing the object. But as you can see, every element now is an object. And those are the state of each cell. Instead of x, y to be 0, what I want is to have the, let's say the height, the height and the width will be for y. That should be about it. So if we refresh, those errors are fine. We got x0, and then x1, then x2. And now let's just show these. What did we show in the column? Oh, we showed the y. So now the errors are gone and we displayed everything correctly. Perfect. So that's good. Let's generate some mines. All right, so my idea of generating a mine is to loop over this array and just randomly put mines in there. So let's just do that. All right, so the idea of injecting mines in the array is going to be pretty straightforward. We first need to create a file, and I'll just create a utils directory because I feel like it. And in here, in this utils directory, we're going to have all the utils functionality for this game, or at least all of them. Which basically is going to control everything in here. They're going to be all separated, or like all of them individual functions, and they are going to be exported. Easier way to kind of combine all these functionality in one place, easier to debug. And another way is to just, you can import them within the whole project. That's the whole plan. So we're going to export const, what are we going to call this function? We're going to call it generate random mines position. That's a long name. Maybe just random mines. And then this function will have a couple of parameters or arguments. The first one is the data, which is the array, the main array. The other one is the height, which is basically what we want to say, like for how many rows. And then we're going to have the width, which is the columns, or vice versa. This is so confusing. And then the number of mines that I want to generate, right? Because that's very important. Because like I don't want to just randomly generate like an infinite numbers of mines, right? We want it to have like a specific amount of mines. The first thing is we will create a placeholder for our mines. So we can say like mines planted, and this will equal to 0. So I'm going to keep track of this mines planted. It will start at 0. The idea is to basically, sorry, let me collect my thoughts. So I'm trying to inject mines in this array. How am I going to do that? Well, randomly, I will generate a random width that is in between the width, a random that is less than the width, and I want it to generate a random number that it's less than the height. Then those two random numbers will just basically inject a mine in there. And a simple logic by checking if this cell contain a mine, then move on to the next step, and then so on and so forth. So that's how am I going to build this. We're going to use a while loop. I know a lot of people are afraid of while loops, but hey, it is what it is. So we're going to do mines planted is less or equal to mines. So mines, it should be, that's my first logic to check, is to check if this is less than that, then do the work. We're going to create random number x, which is going to be equal to math.floor. That will take math.random, and then we're going to multiply by the width, and this will give us the value of a random number. So that's the random x. We're going to do the same thing for random y. And instead of width, we're going to do height. And last but not least, we want to have the condition or logic to move on, or just basically to break this loop. So if this data random x random y. If it's a false state, that means like it's an empty state. I'm checking like if this is mine, right? So in our board, if we look at the state is mine is Boolean. So I'm checking if that's false, then just inject a mine. Simple. And then increase the mines planted. Otherwise, don't do anything. So this will keep looping until mines planted, it's gonna equal to mines. And when that happens, we just want to return data. Great. So that's that. We're gonna go back to board and we're gonna import generate random mines from, we're gonna be up one directory in utils, and that's it. We don't need to import the index. That's why I named it index. So that's that. Let's actually see that bomb when it's done. So when that happened, I will just, so I just created my array. I need to create another array. I mean, I'm gonna just mutate it. So I think I can just do this. Let's see. Yeah, this will mutate the array. And then in here, we will check if array 2D colon I or index I index J, or we can say, actually, we can say column.x and column.y is mine is true, then show mine. So let's select an emoji. Now you work. All right. Okay, so that's that. If not, we will just show, we could just show the number, I and J, or we could just show J. Which one? Whatever. We could show both. So let's save. And now let's get back to here. Right on. So each time I refresh, I have my mines set. And if I changed the number of mines in here from 50 to 10, now I have 10. Let's see, do I have 10? Oh, I have 11. You know what? I guess that's why. 5, 5, there we go. Why is that? Because we're using indexes, so 0 to 9 instead of 10, right? Okay, so that's that. Let me format. I need to connect my prettier. I had an issue the other day. I'm too lazy to fix it, so I'm just using that. All right, 3, 3, 6, and 4. This is 10. Let's try another number just to make sure we're all set. 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Perfect. And this is like really confusing, so I'm just gonna put column.y. Yeah, that's better. And maybe instead of a white color, let's go to CSS, change this color to pink, something pinkish. Let's save. That's kind of better. Okay, so that's kind of like where that's the first logic. Great. Let's scratch that from the list. So we did this, and we did generate mine positions. Awesome. I don't know how long we've been into this video. I guess like I guess it's 30 minutes. Should we move on, or should we keep it for another video? What do you guys think? Well, I guess you can't answer me, so I'll answer for you. We will continue. Why not? All right, so let's generate the neighbors of each mine. So this might take a while. So strap in your seatbelts. All right, so what we're looking for, we're trying to loop over. Whenever we count each cell, we want it to loop over that cell that we reached. And we want it to go all the perimeter around that cell. So for example, if we say like we are at this cell X right here, and then we want to go to this cell, so this cell will be -1x minus 1y from this position. And then the one next to it is going to be -1x 0y, because it's on the same vertices. And then this one is going to be -1, 1. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here. So we're going to go back to our handy dandy utils functionality, and we're just going to export const, and we're going to call it get neighbors. Neighbors. To the folks in England, I guess that's to you, right? We're going to add the U. So we're going to have, all right, what do we want to have in get neighbors? Well, we wanted to have the X, the Y of the, that current cell. And I want to also have the data, but also I want to have the height and the width, because this is very important to check later for the boundaries of those cells. Great. So that's that. We will create a numbers array or neighbors array. And then I will create an array. We can just call them surroundings. And this is going to be an array of multiple arrays. So the first one is going to be -1, -1, which we can call this left top corner. I'm not going to do the rest because obviously I'm not going to comment on the rest. Maybe like if you check the GitHub repo, it will be there. Well, that did it, but this is not the right top corner. All right. All right, let me finish this pretty quick. Perfect. All right, so that should do those 8, 0, 1, 0, -1. Perfect. So I'm gonna use this surrounding. Always copy paste. And then I'm gonna use for each. And then I will extract X and Y from those, which are those, right? And then we will say, maybe instead of X and Y, let's do I and J in here. And we will see why in a second. So let's create a constant in here, and we're gonna call the new X, because this is the new position. And I will I plus X, and then I'll const new Y equals to J plus Y. And that's basically will take me to that new new cell around that current cell. Now my logic is going to be here, but before I write my logic, I wanted to push the neighbors to this array so I can extract it when I write the other array. So let's do that. So we're going to say neighbors dot push, and then we're just going to push the data, or write back the new data with the new X and the new Y. Perfect. So that's kind of like this neighbors will be the new data neighbors. Perfect. And then in here, our logic will start. So new X, if new X is greater or equal to 0, and width, or new X is, maybe we want to check like if it's less than the width. I know it's because like we're technically we're saying that like the width is always going to be like randomized correctly, but I just wanted to make sure nothing to break. And then new Y, actually this did it for me. Perfect. Love tab 9. Awesome. So this should conduct my logic. New I, we'll check, all those are ands. And then if everything works well, we're just gonna return neighbors. Perfect. So this will get the neighbors, and this will give us the new array. Let's get to the bigger logic. Export const generate random. No, this is generate neighbors, right? This will be similar to this. So data, height, width, no mines. I don't need the mines. And then in here, we just gonna create a copy of the data. And we can keep the data like this. And now we're gonna use the for loop. So let's do a for loop. We're gonna change index to I. And instead of array, we're gonna use the width. And then the second for loop, so now I'm in the first element, we're gonna use j's, which is gonna be the columns. This is not good. J, don't worry, I'll speed it up so you don't have to worry about watching me. All right, so this is the second for loop. Now, we will say that let mines equals 0, right? Bear with me. And then I will create an area. And this area will use the getNeighbors function, which will get, we can say data I j dot x, right? And then data I j y, because this is the original. Like I want the original data. That's why I didn't use the data copy. So data y, and data copy is the one that I'm gonna mutate, and then I will send back once this whole loop is done, right? You feel me, huh? So then the data, we're gonna pass in the data, we're gonna pass in the height, the width. Perfect. So now I got my area, which is this function right here. Now I'm gonna loop that area. Another looper. Yeah, there's a lot of loopers because I want it to, each time it loops, it will loop again, and then it will just inject those new data. Maybe I can, yeah, I can explain it in a second. So we can just say value, and then in the value, we will check if, because we said if the value is 1, we're just gonna skip, right? Value dot is mine. You're just gonna say return mines plus plus, right? We're gonna update this mines array because we want to keep track of this one, that once this mines are done, we can just basically yeah, sorry, so this is like how many mines. It will check like on this routing how many mines, and we will keep track of this one. If we found, let's say like it searched around it, right here, like let's say like my cell was currently here and it looped, so this is the first mine, that's the counter that we're gonna keep tracking. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna mutate the data copy in I and j, and that will have the neighbors equals to mines. Nice, right? And then after this looper ends, we can just return data copy. I feel like we're really close. I feel like this should end well. Fingers crossed. All right, so data in here, I just wanted to create like default states for all these. Oh, I'm done. All right. So that's that. Let's get back to not yet. Let's get back here. And then I just don't feel like this is good. So let's just create a variable. We're going to call it mutated array with mines. And then we will do same thing, but mutated array with neighbors instead. I know the names are horrible. And in here we gonna grab the mutated array with the mines planted, right? With the dimension and height, just without the mines. Perfect. And now, instead of looping over array 2D, we're gonna loop over this. And instead of saying array 2D in here, we can just say column. I don't know why did I do that. Is mine. Otherwise, instead of null, well, bear with me. Instead of null, we will show column.neighbor. Or neighbors. Neighbors or neighbor? What did I name it? Oh. This is n and num. Oh well. So let's fix that over there as well. I guess I have like 2 names in mind. Well, you know what? I'm going to keep it neighbors. I like neighbors. Makes sense. Neighbors, neighbors. Yeah. And that should be it, right? Am I right? This should actually make it work. Oh. All right, let's see. Zeros. Okay, so we're not getting the right thing. Why is that? This not getting the right... Oh, okay. We forgot to generate not random, generate neighbors. We forgot to import the right function. Okay, that's more like it. Wait a second, that's not right. This is here, this is not definitely 0. It was like 2, 2. Let's debug this. You know what? Yeah, I bet you this is somewhere around here. All right, so new x is greater than 0, correct? It's less than the width. Maybe like we don't need the new, whatever, that could stay. Neighbors that push the data, new, oh, that's more like it. I like it now. Right on. I hate the color. Why did I pick this one? Oh God, I'm not a good of a designer. It's not my fault. Chill. All right, that's more obnoxious, but it's at least it's better. We can see it. Okay, so now let's confirm if this is correct. So this is 1, 1. This is 1, 1. Yeah, this is 1. Yes, this is 1, 0, 0, zeros. This is a 2. This is a 2. Let's increase the mine number. Mines, sorry. Yeah, this is 8. 3, that is 4, 5. Awesome. Now we can safely check this box. I like it. Perfect. Now, one thing I noticed, which I was thinking about before earlier, let me show you. So if I do 10, we can see like all these are zeros. What I would love to have something like this. It's like an empty cell. So that's the beauty of creating a state. And well, this will start as false, or like an object for each cell. And then in here, this is going to be a really simple solution. We will say if not mines, which is 0, we will use this. Make sure to put is empty, correct this time. And then we can just return it as true. Now, this will give us the 0 as empty. However, we want to show it. So we'll come back here and we will add some small logic. If this is true, return column neighbors. Otherwise, return null. Ooh, that's not good. Let's do this. That's more like it. Awesome. Yeah, we're there. Now all we need is just to cover every cell, and we want to capture the user clicks. We want to create a cell. So if you like this series, please make sure to subscribe, because I'm doing a lot of work in here. No, just kidding. This is fun. This has been really, really fun. Yeah, so if you definitely like the series, hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? We have a lot of good stuff in here. Now this is done. So my goal for this video, or goals for this video, are done. So until the next time, in the next video we will probably gonna go over and create maybe like we're gonna create like the cell component. I don't know, we will see. So thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed my painful debugging so far, and I hope you enjoy the series. If you do so, please let me know in the comments below. Feedbacks are always welcome. I try to answer all your questions as fast as I get them. But if you have any question and if I didn't answer you, I apologize. And please wait for the answer. I always try to answer everyone. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay curious.